Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unconventional GMs, our very first live recording. Myself and all of our players are here, actually in the flesh, in the same room around an actual table, which you can see. This is not CGI. We are all here, and we've assembled a crack team of players to play a one-shot of Feng Shui 2. This is Unconventional GMs, where we play one-shots, ttrpgs, with vim, vigour and pace, all within 2 hours or less. And we're going to start by introducing the sort of game. It's an action hero movie game, so think cheesy adventure 1980s films. There's 4 junctures across time and various factions competing to control them through controlling Feng Shui sites. But it's not a game that hews too tight to any sort of consistency or careful planning or setting. So you'll find us making up a lot of stuff during the session that will go, which is good because we've got the game's designer playing today, so yes. I don't want to be...
And by cheesy, you mean the high cinematic art of Hong Kong cinema from the classic 80s and 90s period.
Exactly.
We do not condescend to the material, we love these films.
Oh, we've cleared that up. So yeah, I'm Guy from the Burn After Running blog and this, Unconventional GMs. I'm the games master today, and I'm going to ask my players to introduce themselves and who they are playing, starting with Gaz.
Yeah, hi everybody, I'm Gaz, I'm one half of Unconventional GMs. Obviously, I'm also one half of What Would the Smart Party Do, the UK's premier RPG podcast. And today, I'm playing Lion-Faced Gao, a supernatural creature that can change between human form and a monstrous one. When in human form, he has greased, oily black ringlets, like a mane down his back, like some kind of black lion that's had a perm. It looks like a gangster, big gold chain around his neck that transforms with him. Big bushy eyebrows that are kind of peaked at the side, almost as if he's waxed them. And he's a laughing, vengeful killer. Laughs not only in the face of death, but laughs when he causes it. And he's collecting the souls of various other supernatural creatures to make himself all-powerful, or so he believes. And currently, he's looking for the soul of a vampire to complete his collection. You can almost taste it on his very lips.
Oh, if only this adventure included a vampire. Who can tell?
We might be lucky.
To play to find out. Robin, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm writer and game designer Robin DeLaws, and I'm playing Johnny Hawk. That's spelled H-A-R-K, of course. He is an extremely stylish-looking, handsome man wearing aviator sunglasses and a perfect Armani suit. He is an assassin for the living because he is the last surviving member of the 100 Van Helsings. His order of righteous fighters against the undead was recently wiped out, and he's here to wipe out all of the undead, starting hopefully with the numero uno.
So just in case it comes up, is there any way that the 100 Van Helsing's order would distinguish themselves so they could recognise one another in the street? There's an off chance that that's relevant later on?
There's just sort of an insouciant wink that is distinctive. That you just pull down your aviator sunglasses and you just know.
Lovely, fantastic. And finally, Fabian.
Hi, I'm Fabian Küchler. I'm the organizer of the Kraken, and I'm happy to have a very straightforward, simple character. They know him as Bob, an everyday hero, and his concept in life is to say that's not hard, it's not complicated. And he happened to be here just by coincidence, missing connecting flight home. And he's just on and about, going around with his roll-on suitcase made of aluminum and stuff inside that he thinks he needs. That's it. Yeah.
Excellent. We'll see. So you'll no doubt get involved as a valued member of the team as you're doing. So as we open, we're in Paris, entering Gare du Nord station. You have, by your various investigations as a trio of heroes, determined that there is a dastardly plot to seize control of a Feng Shui site in Bucharest. And the Eaters of the Lotus, sinister eunuch sorcerers from the past, have found Dracula's body and smuggling on board a train to Bucharest to wake him up and use his power to attune the Feng Shui site and the Palace of the Parliament in Bucharest. So you're determined to stop this. Do you want to just give me maybe a couple of ideas about how you discovered this? Let's just see some scenes of your investigations that led you to this point, that led you to discover that Dracula was on there. I don't know if Gaz, you want to start, and then Robin and Fabian.
Yeah, lion-faced Gao is wearing a flaky leather jacket with sort of like you see the grey bits. There's a leather's coming in. To the common garden person travelling through Garden North, they probably think it's just an old jacket that's losing its suppleness. But to a keen-eyed observer, you can tell that it's demon skin and freshly hewn from one of them. And that's how Laughing-Faced Gao found out where this Dracula would be, or where at least he was moving to, because it wasn't the castle when he got there. So as he was torturing the demons, saying, "I will let you live, I won't consume your soul, if only you give us the clue to where Dracula may be found, wherever the eater's taking him." And then
thank you.
High piping voice to the demon.
Soul, thank you.
Before I rend his soul from his body to consume.
What you said. Lovely. How's Johnny Hart's investigations gone to?
At the 100 Van Helsings, we're very tech forward, so of course they set up a sophisticated OSYNC program to detect the telltale signs of a Dracula returning to the world, which he keeps doing. And as soon as there's certain movement of monies or people traveling, he receives an alert and knows to be there. And then finally, the last thing that he uses to determine where the sign and the action is going to be is once he zeroes in on a large urban area, he seeks the area where there's the greatest density of doves. And of course, the Garden North is notorious for having doves in the ceiling, up in the rafters, and he just knows that that's the place to go, and that's where trouble will be.
Excellent. Bob, how have you... your investigations may be more haphazard to lead you to this point.
That's not hard. I ended up in a bar and get a guy really drunk, and he happens to work with a railway company, and he told me about strange things, and his suspicions, and so I found out. It's not hard,
Here you are. So, middle of the bustling complex of the Garden North. There's no sign of which train this might be. But it's certainly going to be the far side of the station from where you are. And as you look around, you just notice something's a little bit off. Lion-Faced Gao, your sort of supernatural senses detect that up in the rafters, the flight of some doves in there, and you see crouching above some ninja assassins. You almost think you can see the cybernetic augmentations that they would have in cyberarms. These are probably cyborg ninja assassins as well. And they seem to be like tracking you. You see maybe a laser pointer is going and circling on the three of you in the middle of this bustling concourse. At the same time, Bob, you've noticed that the gendarmes that are around and patrolling and stuff, there's a few of them sort of nudging one another and pointing towards you and saying things like that. They're the guys. Because although you don't look completely unlike, you're not in your supernatural creature form, you do stand out a little bit as a trio in this, as you've definitely got a mission to do. And before you know it, there's a shout, and you hear a shout of, "That's them! Stop them! Train needs to leave in 5 minutes!" And rushing towards you, you have a group of these corrupted gendarmes waving truncheons around to bat you about, and at the same time, rappelling down from the rafters. These cyborg ninja assassins are coming down. You've got 8 of each of those that are moving to attack you. And really your goal is to get to the station, but you're going to have to sort of fight your way through to get to the platform and get the train. So, first bit of rules. Feng Shui has a sort of action point initiative system. So to determine when you go, you need to roll 1 6-sided dice and add it to your speed. And keep that. Well, you can tell me that number, but we'll count down because each action takes generally 3 shots. So if you're starting, if your initiative count is 10 and you're acting on 10 and you decide to fight someone, your next action will be on shot 7. How it'll work is I'll count down from whatever the highest shot is, and when your number comes up, say what you're doing. If you want to attack something, the method you do that, we'll just do a quick rules précis. you're rolling 2 6-sided dice, one positive, one negative, and subtracting the negative from the positive. That's not a very mathematical way to explain it, but I think we get the idea. Both of these dice explode. So if you roll a 6, you roll up and do it. That happens for the positive dice and for the negative dice. A couple of other things you can do. If you want to boost your roll, you can spend a fortune point and add an extra positive dice in. So you'll be rolling 3 dice in total. If you want to dodge, you can do, because you'll be attacked on their turn as well. If you want to dodge, you can spend, I think it's a shot. Yeah. And your defense will go up by 3. Thank you. It's not my sheet. And there are various sort of powers on your character sheet as well that you can work through. Generally, combat in Feng Shui relies on you making lots of stuff up. So feel free to describe death-defying stunts and feats of action. And the setting that we've got, it's a bustling station. You don't need to ask permission to see if things are there. There will be a cart selling croissants that you can use in your description. There will be lots of clueless American tourists wandering around, not sure what to do. Yeah,
I'm one of them.
So, in fact, including you. So, what does anyone have a score above 10 for their shot?
12. I have a 12.
12. Fantastic. So on 12, we're going to go.
Mine's really easy. If I'm going to sketch mine.
Let's go to you. So on shots 12, listen out. What's your shot count?
9.
9. So when 9 comes up, you'll get your turn. So go on 12.
On 12, I'm transforming. So that's all my action is. So I look this way and that and find, for some reason, incongruously, there's like a British telephone box, like one of the red ones. They've got some kind of tourist thing. Probably because there's a movie prop. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 2 guys in brown coats and flat caps.
Wheeled along. Yeah.
So I rush into that, and then there's a horrible tearing side, and I come out as Lionfest Gal, the beast, full of huge jaws. There's still this massive gold chain running.
Yeah, there's a genre. I told you it was them. Look. Also on 12, Johnny Hart.
So in slow motion, I cross-draw my twin silver-plated 9mm pistols, and the doves flutter, and I'm going to use Carnival of Carnage.
Lovely.
Which is used against mooks, unnamed characters. None of these characters seem to me like they have names. And this allows me to add 2 to my gun's score, and also subtracts 1 from the shot cost of my attack. So this attack only takes 2 shots. And I'm going to start with the Rappelling Ninjas, and just fire on...
I should say you can target more than one at once if you want.
Yeah, I think I'm going to target 3 of them.
So that's a -3, but you've got your +2, and yeah, you can do the math. So you try and hit their defense, which is 13. Let's see.
And I got an exploding 6, my positive die, and another one.
It's going well.
So a total of 8 added to my guns of 17, and there was and also the multiple attacks. So
-3. So yeah, that definitely hits. And the way we're saying mooks, an attack just takes them down. So those 3 repelling ninjas of the 8 total that you're fighting. So 8 ninjas, 8 gendarmes. 3 of them are taken apart.
Right, and of course I was shooting at the higher repelling ones. So presumably some of the falling dead ones hit other ones and knocked them down as well, I would assume.
Yeah, the 8 is a sort of arbitrary number for pacing. There's
a number of moves, if I understand correctly.
Once you've got to 8 of them, though, you can get there. Brilliant, yeah, they fall apart. There's some shouts and panic, and the gendarmes are like rolling their eyes at these ninjas going down from there. Excellent, that was 12. Was anyone on 11? On 10?
10.
Oh, go ahead.
So I think there's probably a few more repelling
ninjas. There are certainly a few more, yes.
And this time I'm at... so that is 17 -1, 16, and the penalty for multiples is brings me down to 14. Did I get them?
Yeah, that's just it. You just got
So 3 more go.
Yeah, excellent. So yeah, there's another sort of hail of gunfire, and this growing pile of cyborg ninjas is building in front of you. Excellent. Also on 10 though, the remaining 2 ninjas are going to charge towards you. They pirouette, and they're both going to tackle you. And try and attack you. Now for mooks, you may notice I'm not rolling dice. I have a sheet with lots of dice rolls already done, so that I don't have to roll hundreds of dice.
Does it come with the boots?
I think it's a free download
Downloading off the site, yeah.
off the site. Yeah. So the
Which side is that? The Pelgrave Press? No, but it's Feng Shui.
This would be Atlas Games.
Atlas Games. So yeah, so they because normally you'll have 100. Well, we did have quite a lot of mooks before Johnny Hart started acting. But yeah, the two of them charge towards you. Do any of these hit your defense? There's a 2 and an 8.
My defense is a 14.
So no. So they charge towards you, pirouetting, trying to karate chop you and so on, but you managed to.
I just sort of elegantly sidestep their attacks because they don't know who they're messing with.
They certainly don't. I mean, they've got some idea now.
Somehow they never turn around and run though.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, excellent. Right on 9.
Oh, that's me. Oh, this is always having an eye out for the working class. There's this guy with the high pressure cleaner.
Yeah.
Grab the high pressure cleaner because currently I'm not having a gun, but the gendarmes do, and so I'm hosing down the gendarmes to get them, relieve them of their Russian pistols.
Dignity.
Well, dignity. They're French. Yes, dignity.
How many of them are you targeting with your improvised
They always
weapon?
clump together, though I think there's at least 3 of them.
Yeah, go for 3. So I think that's -3 on your attack.
And so that is improvised weapons master skill coming into play then here?
Yeah.
Is it the +1 improvised weapon? So that means I have to roll for, is it technically martial arts? Yes.
Yeah, it's martial arts. It's all right. So roll
So this is an exploding. 6, 12. No, what was a 1? Yes.
You can't have 2 6s and 1 dice.
No, that's yes. This is the one. Thanks for pointing it out. So it's I rolled a 2 and a 1, so that's technically 1, and then I add that to my
martial arts.
so 16. 16 + 1, 17.
And then -3 because you're targeting 3 gives you 14.
Okay.
But that hits their defense.
And then defense 13. So
13. So yeah, a spray of high pressure water. I think it sends them sort of skidding back into some crowds, and there's big crowd of American tourists that are like outraged at the gendarmes for being sprayed. This is ridiculous. What's this? Why are they cleaning the station in this thing? As the 3 gendarmes are taken care of that way. Excellent. On 8.
Still on 9s.
Oh, sorry, still on 9s.
Yeah,
I
no,
apologise. Carry on.
I struggle to get out of the door now because I'm so big, but eventually I just rend it open and jump out. And then you say produce a large scroll and look down. He's got ninjas he's ticked off, cyborgs he's ticked off, cyborg ninjas still not got one of those stalls yet. And he's in horror that Johnny's going to cut them all down before he's chanced, so leap on all 4s and try and take the last 2 cyborg ninjas out to devour the souls before they're shot dead and the souls disappear off into the ether.
Excellent, yeah. So,
and I'm going to spend a point of magic to get an extra positive dice.
Lovely.
Just as well. Unfortunately, no, that's going to miss, so I'll get +1, 14, but -2 because 1 for 2, their defense 13, so...
Okay, I'll turn it over to you, because you're a deadly supernatural creature. How are you ineffective against these cyborg ninjas?
The drip of saliva as you see my jaws closing around one's head, and they get the reverse shot, seeing these jaws, and then a power jet just hits him in the side of the head, and all his hair gets blown across his face. And when he shakes off like a wet dog, they've gone. They've disappeared like ninjas do.
Nowhere to be seen. Excellent. On 8, sorry. 8, go for it, you get something.
So how many mooks are left?
There are 2 ninja assassins.
Yes.
And 5 gendarmes. You can all notice there's a bit of commotion behind them as well, as if somebody else is arriving on the scene too.
Next one with 3.
So I'm going to aim for 1 gendarme and 2, the last 2 ninja assassins.
Go for it, yeah.
And so that's a wash on the die roll, so that's 17 with the -3 is 14.
Which still hits, yeah. Do you want to put a bit of flavour into that to kill the last?
So I just, there's a luggage cart, I leap onto the luggage cart and then just zoom toward them, taking them out as I pass them by.
Excellent. As the luggage cart flies, and you maybe have to leap off as it goes.
Right, extremely elegantly in slow motion.
Into train. You hear, "What is the meaning of this? They must not get on the train." As an almost spherical man appears. He's wearing a train sort of conductor's hat. And is indeed a bit like, I don't know if it's a reference you'll all get, the Fat Controller from Thomas the Tank Engine, except French and a gendarme. And clearly you can see his eyes have got the weird sort of blue magical glow, as if he's been mind controlled. As he sort of waddles onto the scene, and we see him pull out from behind his thing 2 submachine guns and like firing into the air and says, "Stop them at all costs!" As he comes on the scene. And as you may have noticed, he's got a name. He's not a mook.
He's literally got a name, that's right.
It says, yeah. It's like, oh, you're not a mook. You've got a name, yeah. So he's arrived on the scene on 8 and will act on 7. So, anyone else on 8? 7 then. Hey, right, the gendarmes, the 4 that remain, rush towards you and attempt to take you down. Drop the pressure washer. Drop the pressure washer. They're trying to surround you. What's your... so does any of this hit your defence? A 9?
My defense is 15.
13 doesn't hit. 12. 20 does, though, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So one of them gets through with a 20. So we'll do sort of damage for you. That beats your defence by 5. So their damage is 8. So that'd be 13 damage, but you take your toughness off that.
6. So it's 7.
7. So you mark 7 damage on the little track at the bottom.
7.
And you're absolutely fine until you get to, I think it's 25, the first number that's corrected when you're impaired.
Yeah.
But yeah, they rush towards you. You manage to get most of them. Like one of them sort of overpowers you and knocks you to the ground. It's like getting his truncheon up on you and trying to scrabble away from where he is. Also on 7, this submachine gun fire from the air goes down and starts to attack you.
He doesn't stop firing.
Yeah, just does everything. He's got a low centre of gravity, so he can cope with the recoil as he does this. He is going to roll dice. My black dice is my positive for this. So that is going to...
I'm feeling quite secure.
Yeah. So yeah, bullets go all around you, don't hit anything. There's
I was hoping there's a guy with loads of balloons that he's selling.
there's someone behind there's someone behind carrying like a vase that she's taking. 2 people with a window that they just transported. It's all shattered, but the glass everywhere. But you are unharmed by the controller's fire. So that's 7. Ninja assassins don't go because they're all down. 6. 6.
So I took 3 shots this time because I'm switching from attacking mooks to both guns blazing, which I fire my 2 guns simultaneously at one opponent, and using my Taurus Model 85, which is the aforementioned silver-plated weapon. I treat this as a 1 attack at guns -1, and if I'm successful, the damage of both guns is added together with the opponent's toughness doubled. And so my final AV is 16.
That will hit his defense by 3. So add that to your damage.
Which number again?
It's the first one.
So that's 18 plus 3, 21. But it's against a double toughness.
11, so he's going to take 11. Yeah. So you're, you do hit him, and it sort of rattles off. You think he's got maybe some armour plating or whatever. It seems to be a flesh wound, but he stops firing momentarily and turns his attention towards you.
Right. As he turns back toward me, I just look at him and like that and give him the famous death stare of the 100 Van Helsings that alerts my enemies that they are doomed.
Yeah, he looks as if he's trying to remember and recognise what that means. I'm sure that's something I've read about, but I'm not sure. It's not quite the glimpse of recognition and fear that you were hoping for from him. Anyone else on 6?
Yes.
Go for it, Bob.
No, well, the gendarmes are on top of me. I wasn't to drop the pressure cleaner anyway, to grab the golf clubs from the Louis Vuitton golf bag that came with.
It fell off the luggage cart when it was driven.
Grab 2 of them and start pummeling the gendarmes with.
Excellent.
After I really.
Yeah. How many? There are 4 of them. Are you attacking all 4? Or?
Well, they all next to each other, so they basically a form of 1 to me. I mean, advance of 1. I don't know. I mean, the black one is mine, so I rolled 2 dice.
Yeah.
Black is mine. Positive 1, 6.
Yeah.
5, 11 plus 26 minus 4, 22.
That 22 will take all 4 of them out with that. Do you want to describe anything specific about how that works?
Well, I mean, it's just like golf clubs hitting down on them really fast, and they don't know like what's hitting them. So mostly the head and groin areas like this, and hit their kneecap, hit their head, and a little bit like a
swap for a putter,
musical instrument, hitting for the high notes.
And the gendarme's gun. That's the mooks out of the fight. You've just got this big. There's like one drop of blood where you've shot him. It's just dripping down, but otherwise. He seems absolutely fine and quite angry with you.
Well, Lionface Gal, being the 80s, has to rearrange his prosthetic mask because where his latex rubber mask, you can see the eye holes again and see all the picture there. So, and then he will bound over, leaping on all fours onto the fat controller and try and devour him.
Yeah.
No, that's only 10.
No, I think he rolls out of the way, surprisingly agile, as if he's been magically enhanced, and you can see the sort of the key behind him, fall from that as he runs to you. Excellent. So, anyone 5? Anyone 4? Fat controller is.
Roll patient and wait for 3.
Yeah, as he ducks out of the way, I think he just picks his hat off and just starts battering you about with that. To try and do set up +3. Oh, hang on. Yeah.
Is it an enforced hit?
Yeah. 16.
Yes.
How much does that hit you by?
By 3.
By 3. So you will be taking 13 points of damage. Take your toughness off that.
Yep.
It is like you're a supernatural creature. It's not as if you're being hit by a hat. It's as if you're being hit by like magical bolts. There's like the shimmering sort of added on in After Effects by the director's blue glow as he moves preternaturally fast, as if he's actually some kind of sorcerer or key user. That's 4. Anyone 3?
3. So as I leap in behind a set of benches, I then fire through the benches with both guns again at the sole remaining opponent. And so that is 15, and that's again the damage of both together, so 18.
Double toughness. Okay, yeah. He another sort of speck of blood appears on his other lapel as he gets battered back and maybe separates from you as he does that and rolls back and gets to his feet. He's still moving though. He still looks to be stop them at all costs. Stop them at all costs. And I think at this point you hear the whistle blow and realise that's probably the train that he's been gesturing towards as it's making its way to go. They're starting to shut the doors and stuff.
Well, I'll cast about and see the shattered glass from the big pain the 2 guys were carrying everywhere. And mid-glass cannot hit my toughened paws, so I'll be grabbing big shards of glass like shuriken and throwing them at the fat controller, even though he's moved away from it to try and cut him down. 13?
13 will hit just, yeah.
So 13 damage then.
Wow, I'll take that. 27. Yeah, he is not looking well at all. As his glass rains into him, sort of sticks out of him. He tries to roll away, but just knocks the glass further into him. He's picking it out. No, stop them! He starts now running towards the train, sort of turning his back to you. It's stop. Anyone else on 3?
I'm on 3. Oh, sorry.
Oh, was it 4 still? Was it 4 still? Sorry.
I think the gendarmes had any guns on them, or is it?
Oh yeah, you can grab one. Yeah.
Yeah, so I take them and try to just shoot at the guy.
Go for it.
That's the gun skill, I think, right?
Yeah, that'll be one.
So that's 9. French, no, not
it's a different working to what you're used to. They've been, yeah. They're not the model that you're used to from
well, it's
firing out. There's another pane of glass that someone's blown up, trying to shatter. Guy just picked it up again, but yeah.
Safety on or something.
Yeah, completely. Right, on 3.
So I'm going to fire at the brake lines of the train in order to, not the brake lines, but the hydraulic lines that would then disable the train.
Cool. Yeah. That sounds like a good thing. Let's make a roll against. Let's say maybe 12 to see if we can do that. Maybe it is the brake lights.
Nope.
that you shoot. Yeah.
Something went terribly wrong.
Let's see. Just think of an interesting outcome for this. If you having done it, as you try and disable the train, I think you're just about to. You've just got the shot, just about to do it, and then there's a young woman with a pram just slowly walks across your sight, and there's like a flashback. You've got to hold the shot and hold the shot. As we see the train start to sort of judder away from
group
them.
of school children, you know,
Yeah.
homeless animal shelter coming on.
Little old lady walking across. There's a whole line of them. In fact.
Hungarian rescue dogs.
Goes on for ages and ages. Anyone else on 3?
Oh, sorry, I did my 3 first. Then.
That's fine. Yeah. Anyone else on 3? No. 2. So if you are you can act if you would have an action on 2 or 1, you can just act on 2 or 1.
We'll roll at 3, so we're all done after that.
Right. Okay. So the fire controller has a go on 1. As he turns around, gets his guns out again, he's going to try and target all 3 of you with a barrage of fire. Let's see what he does. Oh no, that's not going to work. There's glass shatters everywhere. And there's a sort of whistle blow, and the train is just about to move away. I'm going to suggest that rather than roll another keyframe and go to another shot sequence, we'll do like the first action of the next one. We'll just roll on a little bit. Then we'll roll initiative again, but he's nearly down, and you've nearly stopped the train. So we'll just have one more action for everyone, and then if that doesn't work, we'll go on for it, and we'll work out you chasing this train across the country if you can't get onto it. If that sounds reasonable. So do you want to start, Johnny?
So is the train is still going?
The train's just about to start. You can hear the brakes being lifted off it, and the fire controller is just getting on it, about to like flee.
Okay, so if he's getting on it, I'm going to run toward the train, firing at him.
Go for it.
Okay, so that's 17 with my guns, double damage, 18 damage, minus his double toughness.
It takes him to 35, which is just enough to take him out. Do you want to describe sort of how you finally take him out, and then the rest of you two can describe how you get on the train?
So there's a pram that is toppling.
Yeah.
I rush by, right the pram so that it's fine. I look down at the kid and go, and then I then turn toward him and just blast him with both as I'm running toward him and running toward the train.
And he gets like blood wells up in his lapels, and you see hands like dragging back onto the train as clearly he is dying, blood pouring out of his mouth. So clearly now that he's dead, you'll not see him again in the adventure at all. He's been taken out for the rest of it. So that's sort of halfway down the train. The train is just about to pull off. How do you guys manage to get everyone on the train, maybe secretly? So.
The first thing you see him go is he starts to heal himself supernaturally, so there's a couple of bullets just like pop out of his chest, and the skin starts to stitch up, and then he dives onto the back of the train, feet planted into the gravel and sleepers, which are bursting apart one after the other. He's dragging the train back as best as he can, with one of the Hungarian rescue dogs that's jumped in to grab it with his little jaws to try and pull as well, just to slow it down, hopefully enough that you'll be able to jump on and we can get all aboard.
Are we on the right platform though?
Yeah, you've raced across that.
Well, it's
That's a very European question.
We're in the right platform.
It's all we living on
always
trains.
making sure. Always making sure.
This is the wrong train.
No, it's actually super easy. Remember, my roll-on luggage has really extra fortified wheels, and you can actually use it kind of like a skateboard thing, and just put a knee up and then give myself a little spin, and then grab onto something on the train, and swing myself and the suitcase on.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And
between, especially then, since you slow the train down so much, it's not. Yeah.
Between you getting on and obviously Johnny making that as well, you also notice that sort of fresh-faced young boy. That's my train, like racing with all his bags to get there. He would have missed it, but by you stopping, thank you. He like climbs on board as well, just in the midst of you. And so there's like the 4 of you there. He says, thank you, I thought I was going to miss that. Thanks for stopping it.
Anyone else?
And then there's sort of the screech and a whistle, and it starts going away, and you're aboard the Orient Express, bound for Bucharest.
All places.
In retrospect, I just could have gotten on the train to Romania.
Yeah. Your investigations could have proceeded even further.
Lionface guy will pat himself down, realise that his torn trousers are still on the platform, so I'm going, my ticket! With a panicked expression.
So do my investigations suggest that what is on the train? Is it the coffin? Is it people going to... Why am I interested in the train? Do I know? Do any of us know?
So your information was that the coffin is on the train in a special refrigerated carriage somewhere, presumably at the opposite end, as you'd imagine, at the opposite end of the train to where you are now.
Lionface, it's been a while. Singapore, wasn't it?
It was, I think.
You there, good work. We're looking for the refrigerated car.
That's where all the tastiest morsels are kept. I mean, the villain that we're chasing.
Don't eat this one.
No, I promise. This won't be like Singapore in that respect at all.
If you eat this one, you'll just turn into him, and that would be bad.
Okay. There's a grumbling noise.
Yeah, the little boy is like, I think you might still eat him.
We are brothers. Don't make me have to kill you.
Excellent. So you're on the train. This young lad says, "Oh, thank you for stopping the train. Oh, it's so good. I thought I was going to miss it. I've got to get to Bucharest. Mine's Pierre Montblanc. I'm an adventurer.
Really?
Yeah, I've got to get to Bucharest. I heard a tip-off. There's a priceless diamond there that someone's going to try and steal. Can you help me find it?" And as he does this, a little sort of lock of his blonde hair comes out. You're looking for the diamond too, aren't you?
Is the diamond a metaphor?
It's big and shiny.
Unless the diamond's a metaphor, we couldn't care less about it.
But it's a priceless diamond.
You're motivated merely by money?
Well, it's excitement and thrills. Unless there's anything, what could be more exciting than a big diamond?
Saving the world by gunning down the undead.
Demon souls.
Dying in a slow motion bloodbath that redeems all of your past offenses.
The screams of your enemies.
All those things do sound very exciting, actually. So what are you doing on the train?
We're killing Dracula. Find the refrigerated car.
Says, "Oh yeah, I think I saw some. This is a special train. They had an extra carriage added at the front."
Let's go to the extra carriage and kill Dracula.
Oh, excellent.
I mean, and by which I mean kill Dracula again.
Excellent. Is that a metaphor?
No, that's perfectly literal.
And you see him like goes into his bag and gets out like a Swiss Army knife. Just take that.
And Johnny reaches into his Armani jacket, which seems weirdly capacious, and hands him a wooden stake, and said, "You'll need this."
Is it sharp at the one end?
I said steak.
Yeah.
So it's sharp with some like dark stains on it still from the last time.
Oh, it's a fresh steak. I'm not giving him the special steak.
He like looks at it. He's like, well, and he looks and he finds he's got a mallet somewhere for camping that he carries with his stuff. He's like, okay, well let's go.
There's a shout of tickets, please, or whatever the French equivalent is. Gal says, "Just 1 minute," and disappears. And there's a shouting in his carriage, and a red smear comes up against the glass. And then he comes out in humour form again with the conductor's outfit on with the cap and just one thing.
Yeah.
Got a ticket.
Excellent. So you're going to have to make your way to the front of the train to try and get to Dracula before he wakes up again, just in the nick of time, and certainly before it gets to Bucharest and the ritual gets completed. We're going to do this as a montage. We're going to borrow from another game, 13th Age, and we're going to do a little 13th Age montage of your travels up the train. So the entire train, like all the conductors, all the guards, you don't need to feel guilty about it. They've all been corrupted by the use of Lotus, and they're all either the vampire servants that are looking after Dracula, or the sinister sorcerers that are looking to overtake the gentry by this ritual with Dracula. So they're all there. There's all kinds of magical wards strange traps that have been placed there. Many of the passengers, so it's as much as we want it to be. So some of the passengers will obviously be clueless tourists that think this is just the normal Orient Express and are wondering why their sort of tea trolley hasn't come around yet, because they've been 10 minutes out of Paris Gare du Nord now and they're meant to get that. But lots of them will also be various other supernatural beings and creatures that want to capture Dracula for their own ends. So how a 13th Age montage works is I will introduce the sort of... we're all in GM role, you're all making stuff up, there's no dice rolling, you don't need to look at your character sheet or think about anything, you can be as wild as you want, as long as it's in a sort of pulp action adventure thing. I will introduce like the first obstacle as you make your way through the train, and I'll pass to somebody else. I might pass to you, Gary, because I know you've done these a lot to model it, and then you'll describe how, as a group, you overcome this challenge. I might add a little bit of flavour to it to preempt what's happening, or I might not, because it might be there and done. Then you'll describe what the next obstacle is, and pass to somebody else who's going to describe how you overcome it, next obstacle, how you overcome it, next obstacle, and pass back to me with the final obstacle, and I have to decide how you overcome that one. And then by that point, just to give you the scope of it, you'll be at the front by the refrigerated carriage, ready to deal with Dracula. Okay? So, everyone clear with that? Everyone happy with the GM? Fantastic. So, you begin to make your way through the carriage. At first, with Pierre leading the way, but then he looks around at the like rabid supernatural creature that you're disguised as a train guard and thinks, actually, I'm not sure. And the first the first carriage you come in is just full of passengers all seated in there, and you can see that there's not only the tea trolley just starting to make its way there. There's another pair of train guards that look towards you, and you instantly recognise suspicion in their minds. And like, that's not the man we took out from Paris, is it? Looks a lot like that other guy that they was fighting on there. And you can see them bustle towards you, like going for guns in here, but then also not quite sure what they're going to do in front of all these passengers and stuff. So your first challenge is to get past these suspicious guards.
Well, I rush forward to immediately get a cup of hot tea and throw it in their faces. And as they scream about touching their faces, I realise that half the passengers are actually vampires or vampiric servants. What am I going to do? Thankfully, looking down the trolley, there's a big bag of sticky rice ready to be boiled for the lunchtime, I guess, amuse-bouche or something. Yeah. So I'll scatter the big bag of rice everywhere and watch half the passengers who are vampires have to go down and count every single one of them.
50% of the heads on the train go down and slowly.
Which gives us the spare time we need to rush through to the next compartment.
Fantastic. Grabbing a cup of tea on the way. Excellent. What's the next obstacle that you need to face?
The next obstacle is a carriage that's filled with magical wards and such. All the lights go out as soon as we go in. The doors lock behind us. We can hear a strange, eerie chanting and see figures with long, dark hair coming towards us just as the lights go out. So some kind of supernatural hallucinogens ahead of us. And I'll reach out to Johnny saying, what is happening?
This old trick. And so I eject the cartridges from my guns, and then I slap in my special warded bullets. So there's a CGI sequence in which you zoom in and see the special wards on the edges of all of the bullets. Coincidentally, the symbol on all of them is an exploding 6, the lucky number. And then I leap onto remaining tea trolley and zoom in toward past all of the sorcerers. And as the bullets strike them, they explode in showers of viscera, and the whole train is full of exploded bits of sorcerer. Remaining vampires, some of them have finished counting the pieces of rice, come up from the rear, but then there's blood all over everything, and they just start licking it up, and they can't participate in the fight at all. So we continue to charge through.
I just add a little bit to it. When these big explosions happen, and so we just see a shot of the outside of the train, and we see what look like refrigeration pipes that are leading somehow all the way up the train. Loads of those burst, and then we see like a dial on a train at the front of it where the like temperature is just going up into the red, warm, and like a red light starts to flash on a big cabinet in there as some of the ice around this casket begins to sort of turn to water and drip off, and the people that stood around it are like, no, what's happening? Like panicking about it. He can't wake up. Sorry, go on to the next round.
And so naturally we get into the next car, and at this point you have put yourself in the lead. And as you step into the car, you see a very peculiar combination because there's a bunch of mummies, a bunch of werewolves in wolf form, but also there's a bunch of Dyson vacuum cleaners there for no apparent reason. That I guess they're being shipped and they didn't have room for them in the cargo.
Just happy to be there.
So mummies charging towards you, werewolves, and vacuum cleaners. Less menacing, but more confusing.
I'm sure you can vacuum clean these guys off a bit with, just improvising something with vacuum cleaners and use them as a what kind of vacuum cleaners are they? High suction.
High suction. Yeah. So if there's a stray bit of bandage, for example.
Right, exactly. So a mummy without bandage is not much of a. It's probably only dust inside. So that's fix vacuum cleaner. It's all right.
Dust fills the room and then doesn't fill the room. How do the werewolves respond to this? Let's just deal with those.
Sneezing.
Yes.
They're not really good with. Especially 4,000-year-old dust or 6,000-year-old, depending on.
Yeah, it really gets the back of their throat.
Finding out that werewolves are not really good with Egyptian,
Yeah.
It's dust connected to the land of the dead, of course. It incapacitates them.
Particularly poor. Yeah, and you have to get past. What's the final obstacle that you have to overcome?
It's the overfilled bistro compartment. The restaurant bit where everybody has set up an ambush, having been notified that we're on the train. They have set up a formidable kind of like barricaded, nicely laid tables with cloth, but people with guns. Very classic.
Yeah.
Standoff.
Yeah. You walk in and it's all silent, and then suddenly there's like, and everyone is stood and from behind you can just hear the howls of these now fully fed vampires moving towards you, and there's a sort of tick tick tick. You can just hear in the back of your hearing as well the sort of wah, wah, wah alert of the refrigerating casket breaking, and it almost as if like a door being rendered off. So it's bang and stuff, and some panic setting in from there. And at that point, we'll take a short break. Welcome back. So, when we left our heroes, they were almost at the climax of their mission. They had almost faced Dracula. However, they just walked into the buffet car, into a massive ambush. Guns were pulled out from beneath the tables where all these people were eating their dinner, and behind them, the hopping vampires they'd managed to evade the whole train had just emerged, newly engorged on the blood that they'd spilt for them, and so obviously that makes them more powerful and more enraged. And as we enter this standoff, there's suddenly a sort of huge battering as the door in the front of the carriage flies off, and stood before you is Dracula, Lord of all vampires, including hopping ones. At his presence, a fair bit of panic ensues, it's fair to say, from the people that are now threatening you, and the element of surprise from the ambush is gone momentarily, as Dracula points his finger towards you guys and says, "Kill them, especially the Van Helsing, but the other two as well." To be clear. So we're going to go into a final climactic fight. So if you want to roll a d6 and add your speed, we'll work out where people are going, and I will work out 12 to beat to go before Dracula.
3 plus speed. Ja. Jawohl. Richtig.
Okay.
So is there anyone human or like any sort of bystanders or anything, or is it all creatures?
I think we'll establish that despite them setting up this ambush carefully, they set it up so well that several of the people that are eating the buffet are just normal people eating buffets that are now sat between two like machine gun wielding mooks, trying to like not spill gravy on them and finish off, wondering if they can get a top up for their wine glass.
And since you set this up earlier,
Yeah.
is anyone among them given the secret sign of the Van Helsings?
Yeah, so in the back, one of the guys with the guns actually, who's playing it, we just get a close up of him just pulling some Ray-Bans down and nodding towards you, and an insouciant wink is given from there. So, anyone beat 12? Time for Dracula to do it. As he flies down the carriage and attempts to swipe with his claws at you, Johnny Hark. He is on 2, that is 20.
Well, my defense is 14, so he got
So
me.
he's beating you by 6, that's going to do 18 damage. Take your toughness off that, remember?
All right, so that's
It'll be
So you take a
toughness,
12.
so it's 12, yeah. So he'll take 12. Let's see, I think he maybe even swipes the Ray-Bans off.
Oh, this means war.
Excellent. Anyone on 11?
11?
Yeah?
We're in single digits over here on this side.
Okay, well, there's a hail of gunfire towards you from the 6 mooks. A representative number of 6 mooks. So on Johnny Hart does 9 or 5 won't hit you. On 6 and 8 won't hit you. 4 and 11 I think are unlikely to hit you, aren't they? Is your defence? Your defence is 15, yeah.
15,
So
yeah.
there's a hail of gunfire and nobody was damaged. Similarly from behind, the springing of hopping vampires attempt to descend on you as they attempt to attack on 11 too. But again, 5 and 7 isn't going to hit you, 9 and 8 isn't going to hit you, and 9 and 8 again isn't going to hit you as you parry them and evade them in these quite tight confines of this buffet car. They will be going on 8. So anyone on 10?
I'm on 10.
Excellent.
And so I have already ejected my previous cartridges and slapped in the ones with the exploding hollow point bullets, and in the hollow point bullets are shards of the Fusang tree, which is not only, of course, the symbol of life in Chinese mythology, a mythical, powerful tree. This is a particular Fusang tree that grew at the Feng Shui site that the 100 Van Helsings maintained, and of course is wood, the element that is the enemy of Dracula. And they're in both of my guns. He's at close range, and so I just stick both guns up into his mouth region, one for each fang, and fire using both guns blazing.
Fantastic.
And oh no, that's not good at all. So that is guns of 14 minus another 4, 10. That won't do it.
Yeah, his defence is 15. I think you hit him, but he just goes, Fusang tree won't harm me, he claims. That's 10. 9?
Would you like to go first?
No.
Okay. There's a shot panels back down the carriage, and you see Lionfest Gow in all his glory covered with trifle and parfait from all his machine gun bullets that went everywhere and just showered him with desserts. Looks absolutely furious as he wipes a web on claw, and then grabs an array of cutlery to start working his way down towards these machine gun mooks with a pickle fork and a fish slice. And there's just a array of complex things. He's going to spend a point of magic to guide these utensils into the eyes of the gun-wielding mooks.
How many are you targeting?
I'm going to try 3.
Definitely.
See how that goes. Oh my word. 12. Not good enough, is it?
No, it lands in a pickle.
Yeah,
or on a piece of fish.
They're all wearing Ray-Bans, which I forgot about, so they're just deflecting off the glass.
Yeah. Cutlery flies everywhere, but not there. Are you still on 9?
Well, I'm just puzzling at the thing that I got from that mummy, and I realize it's one of these old Egyptian cursed knives made of meteored iron.
Yeah.
That is probably gonna hurt Dracula, So after all, showing it to them and then I'm trying to make a hole in him and put a fire extinguisher inside of him to blow him up like a white shark in.
Lovely. So roll your attack with your improvised weapon of a meteoric iron knife.
It's 20.
20 will hit by 5. So how much damage does your... I think it's 10 normally improvised weapons do for you.
Where does it say that though?
It's not on the sheet, but it...
Oh yeah, you said 10. Yes, I remember.
Hit by 5, so it's 15 damage, takes his toughness off that. He has... Yeah, your knife, it's hard going, cutting into him, and it sort of begins to regenerate even as you do it, but he looks down and he's like, what? Food sanctuary, but meteoric iron, that's a different matter. Yeah. He says, as you do that.
Not from this planet,
nothing on this earth can harm me. Well.
Yes. Excellent. But it's his turn now, as he turns to you and tries to wrest your arm off the knife and throw you out of the train, with unlikely to be succeed. So yeah, that's 11. So he stumbles.
He slams you against the roof.
Yeah. You keep hold of him and he doesn't manage to do it. Also on 9. So there's a sort of bar counter area at the end, that did have it shuttered down because they were serving dinner. But the shutter goes up, and behind it you see the circular face of the fat controller gendarme before, now pasty and clearly zombified.
But he's dead.
Reanimated. He doesn't look well at all, and he makes as if he's going to make a sort of witty bon mot proclamation, but just lets out a zombified groan and goes up to the glasses and begins just throwing them at you, Moonface Gal.
Stealing my tactics.
Oh dear, that's not good. But yeah, gets 10.
Yeah, I will devour the glass. Broken glass is my favourite amuse-bouche before I eat vampire cells.
Chomp, chomp, chomp. Lovely, lovely. So that is on 9, 8. Hail of gunfire towards you from the gunslingers. So on you 9 and 12. Lion face 10 and 14. Or 14?
14 hits, yeah.
14, so that does one. That's 9 damage. So one stray bullet manages to catch you.
Yeah, it's a slight dodgy.
Nobody hits you, Bob. Similarly, the hopping vampires charge towards you.
They were surprised because Dracula holds me up to the ceiling. So
yeah, you're lifted up where you were. Yeah, so hopping vampires on Johnny Hank, 6 and 10, 4 and 8, and 11 and 4. So yeah, they again hop around menacingly, trying to bite you, but they can't get any purchase on the floor. They're covered in shards of glass and everything else that's going on, not able to get any purchase from that.
Yeah, imagine they kind of like hands on each other's shoulders in a big line down the thin carriageway.
Trying to avoid, because one of them has noticed there's like a big rice dish, like shireen at one side, and like, no, don't look at it, don't keep turning, don't look at it, yeah.
Sorry, what shot are we on?
We're on 8.
Okay.
So they have gone, let me just make sure I'm not forgetting anyone. On 7.
Okay, on 7. So I'm going to try and reskin Carnival of Carnage. So it's not technically using guns. These hopping vampires are a bit of an annoyance. We need to get rid of some of the mooks. What I do is I pull out my special deck of red Post-it notes. On the red Post-it notes, of course, are the incantations that you put on the foreheads of hopping vampires in order to take them out. And I'm going to still use guns. So I throw them up into the air and then shoot the Post-it notes so that they then land on the foreheads of the hopping vampires to take them out.
How many are you targeting?
Let's do... how many are there?
There are 6. The arbitrary number is 6 that represents all of them. So
okay. Well, let's do 4.
Okay.
So that is... so first of all, it's subtracting 4, right, for the 4 guys. So that's 11, and then adding another 4, so that gets me back to 15.
15 is enough, and indeed that happens as it does. So there's a hail of gunfire, and they fall backwards, magic erupting from them, One of them maybe into, I think let's have, one of them tips over this tureen of rice again, and a load of them start counting it. It's not on there. We'll reincorporate that. Brilliant. That was 7.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, 6 then.
In that case, having just crunched down lots of broken glass, I'm going to leap up onto the table and start spewing it back out at all these gun-toting mooks, trying to pepper them with fine crystal and other things that come my way. And I'm going to spend magic again.
To give yourself a boost, yeah.
Yeah, this time I'm really going to try and connect to the netherworld because the magic's not been working for me so far. So I'm going to clutch the gold chain around my neck with the locket of hair in it. And do marginally better. So I get 16 minus 3 for 3 targets is a 13.
Just enough. Yeah.
They covered in his spit too.
So 3 of the gun-toting mooks are down as you rain them with glass.
I'm a venomous spittle, of course.
Yeah, of course, venomous spittle too. Let's not forget that. Also on 6.
Me. Dracula's angry with me.
He's very angry with you. He's about to go too.
Keep cutting with the knife. Keep cutting him with the knife.
Go for it. Make your roll.
What is -4?
That explodes.
Oh,
I have to roll it. Subtract more of that.
Yeah.
8, so that was 8 minus 6.
It's probably not 15.
14. No, wait. 16 minus 4.
It's very, I mean, you're not 15.
Yeah, you're holding on to this knife.
Yes.
As he's like spinning it this way and that into the carriage to try and get rid of
body
it.
is trying to repulse the knife.
Yeah, push it out.
It's not from this earth!
Yeah. So as you're in this clinch, obviously it's his go now, and you look up and see his mouth widen as his fangs come down on your neck as he attempts to bite you. 21.
Toughness is
Guess your defense.
defense is 15.
It's going to be by 6, so that is going to be 16 damage. Take your toughness off that and apply that.
10.
Let's see. This is, fresh blood.
Garlic. 17.
So I've got an ability that triggers if you take 25 or more damage, so I'm just keeping track in case.
Yeah.
If you want to throw yourself on someone's weapon or something to help, feel free to do that.
Yeah, use the system. That was 6. Oh no, it wasn't actually. The Fat Controller also gets to go on that. As he now goes to, there's like a pile of trays for carrying drinks that he begins, I think he's going to keep targeting you, he begins throwing at you again. To take care of.
Supernatural creature
That's
throwdown.
better. +2, 7. That is 20.
That is 7 above my defense.
That's 17 damage then. Let's take the toughness of that.
I would love to take some that. We'll take 10 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's all trays.
Yeah, it's all trays.
Bong, bong. Yeah. Everybody knows how hurtful they can be. You know, if you ram your head inside of one.
Oh, it hits me. There's no trace of irony in that statement. I'll say it to the camera.
As we reach for the X card. Lovely.
It grows from the zombies.
The extras can't hold them together at that point. Brilliant. Okay, on 5.
Nothing.
Hail of gunfire. I'll just do this quickly. 6 and 4. Oh, sorry, 6, 4, 3. That's how that works. The next one is the hopping vampires. Who there are only 2 of them left, and they're going to target. I think you were targeting the vampires before.
Yep.
Yeah. One of them gets a 17.
Well, that's 3 above my.
So that will be 3 above. Will be 11 damage if you knock your toughness off that.
Okay, and so that makes 5 damage.
Yeah, if one of them manages to bite you, I think there's.
Okay, so I'm up to 17 now.
Yeah, as he pulls away, there's like a close-up of these like very clear vampire fang marks in it, and we see the other Van Helsing, who's so far stayed out of it, like just clock you with it that you've been bitten, and like rolls his eyes and begins to load. He's going to get another stake out ready, just for that. Excellent. That was 5. 4.
Okay, I'm on 4, and first of all, no, let's do it this order. So I'm going to use my both guns blazing and point them at the pommel of the meteor knife to drive it further into him.
Nice. Yeah.
And this time around, both guns blazing is -1, so 14 plus 3 is 17.
That will hit. Yeah, hit by 2.
Okay. And so that is double damage minus toughness, so that's 18 damage.
Is it minus double its toughness?
Right, minus double toughness.
So 18 damage minus double toughness. The knife goes incrementally, like half an inch deeper.
Right.
You see
Half
a
an inch is
grimace.
not nothing in Europe. You know.
And with the hot barrel of the gun, I touch it to the wound, cauterizing it, preventing the vampirism from getting into my bloodstream.
Yeah. He looks. I think he doesn't notice you doing that. He's still getting his other steak out, another mallet ready for it. Lay that for later on. Anyone else on 4? 3. Go for it.
Yes. Okay, seeing the team effort, we've destroyed most of the mooks and cleared a bit of a path. So I'm going to rush forward to help Bob out. I know that he's not really one of the team, he's just some random guy that we've ended up with. So I'm going to, as he's kind of thrown off, I'll grab Bob and use him to drive the knife further in with his head, like by running Bob into the knife, into Dracula.
Go for it.
And I'm going to spend magic on that.
Go for it. Reminder, anyone can do that to get extra dice. So.
And I'll say I'm more than ordinary.
Just happen to be here, you know.
Yeah, a +5. We get an 18.
18 beats his defense by 3.
Do 16 damage then, please.
Yeah, he is not looking well, but he's not quite impaired yet. But yeah, I think the knife goes right into him, and he sort of bursts. You see him burst back and almost turn into mist for a moment. He goes, "Pah! You shall die. You know not my power." And then he sort of reforms. You can see him tracing weird magical glyphs in the air.
But not
I'm
before.
going to start dribbling now, as I can almost taste him.
Yeah, well, and on 3 he gets to go as well, so he's going to fire these magical glyphs at you. Blast of key power with limited effect. So that will be 14.
Yeah, oh yeah, that hits. That
By
one.
1, so yeah, that's just 9 damage.
Just enough damage. I think I'm quite
And
tough.
that's minus toughness.
Yeah, minus stuff as well.
Yeah, I got it.
And I think, what else I got? Are you still on?
He didn't reckon with my practical skills, but I happened to grab off the table a ready and very sharp container of toothpicks. Wooden toothpicks. Yes. That I ram into his face or whatever, you know, like
Go for it.
neatly arranged like a little, you know, stick mine and put it in his.
Cocktail umbrellas.
Yeah, that should hurt him, you know, like improvise. That is a 1, that is 1. 15.
15 just hits, so I think it's down to 10, isn't it? So that will, it all counts. So yeah, as these toothpicks go into his face, they stick in, and he's like, no. Tries to like mist form out of them, but he can't get rid of it. Taking the memory back of where it is, and we see a little clip of little Pierre getting his steak out ready. Excellent. That was 3, I believe.
Yes.
2. And 1.
1.
There you go.
So I've just realized that this is a one-shot. I should be burning fortune dice. So going.
Listen to your uncle Gary.
I think Gaz is doing the show don't tell thing there.
So I'm going to spend a fortune die with my both guns blazing and fire them to nail the toothpicks further into his
Go
face.
for it.
So we have a 5 on the fortune die, a total of 2 on the regular die, so that's 7, and that is in addition to a guns of 14.
That's 21.
21, and it's both guns blazing, so it's 18 damage versus
So that
double
hits by
damage.
6. 18 damage would be 24. And he takes 12 out, so 12, 32, 41. You know how I said he wasn't impaired before? He is now. So we see him stagger to his knees. There's a moment where he sort of shifts into the form of a giant bat, but just can't maintain it, and like staggers up and says, "Kill them! I told you to kill them! I told you to kill them!" It's like blood drips out of this pack of toothpicks that he's got there.
And then there's a close-up insert shot of the toothpicks, and it says manufactured in Fusang, China.
Yeah. Lovely. Okay, we're back to the start of the round again. So what happens now is you roll your initiative again, just add it to speed, and we'll all kick off again like that.
1 by 11.
Does that move?
2 digits finally.
Last 2 in double figures.
So just for clarity, you have Count Dracula, who is a boss. You've got the zombie Fat Controller, is still up. And
A named character.
yeah, he's still got, his name badge is still just about hanging off. That says Pierre, he's still got a name on it, it's still featured. Remained. I think I make it 2 hopping vampires and 3 gunslinging mooks that are left, along with all the other people in the carriage that you want to work.
Most of them are just continue to eat because they're French and they can't be disturbed.
Yeah. So, and you've got, is anyone bitten 11?
I'm 11.
We have an 11
I'm 11.
on the team.
Go ahead.
I'm the 11.
Go on.
So
You go first.
I never let go of the knife, right? I mean,
No,
just
yeah, so yeah.
just keep trying to work with the knife, and trying to stuff the fire extinguisher inside of him if I can with a little one.
Excellent. Let me just check. I think it does affect his defense. So yeah, his defense 14 now.
Still on the martial arts thing, so 16.
Hits by 2, yeah, so that'd be 12 damage, take his toughness 6. Okay, yeah, he is... the knife goes right into him again.
Easier now.
Yeah, and he's like staggering back. He looks angry. He's on 11 too, so I think again, as you do this, you get in close and see his fangs bite down on your neck as well.
Hand or what?
Let's hope that you know the way to stop the curse of vampirism spreading, because that might happen now.
Take some damage, I say.
So that's 1, 18, which I think beats your defense by 3.
Yeah.
So that will be 13 damage. Take your toughness off that though.
7.
So yeah, so he bites you, and we see a close up of. It's probably the way it's filmed. It's probably the same close up of your.
Someone has to do something.
It's the same close up as your. The shirt doesn't match. The same shot of like the vampiric bites there.
I wanted you to take 25 damage. Just not. I might actually just punch it just to get it to 25. Just to help my creature powers
To
out.
trigger your thing. Excellent. Right, that was 11. Anyone 10?
I'm at 10.
Go for it.
Okay, once again, spending a fortune die. Once again, both guns blazing. One of the guns is aimed at driving the knife further into Dracula. The other is aimed at his heart with the Fusang bullets.
Feeling like holding a nail, someone smashing my arm.
Yeah.
Okay, so the regular dice are a wash. It's a 14, and then add the 4 is 18 for the fortune die.
His defense is 13 now, because he's even more impaired. So.
Right. So that is damage of 18, which is applied to...
Plus 5, 3, 23, 11. So he is potentially down now. So the way it works with the boss, as you know, if you take him beyond 50 wound points, you might knock him down. So what you have to do is roll a dice. If it's... I normally let you call this. So would you like odds or evens to be him going down?
I would like it to be evens.
There's a like cackle of laughter as Dracula like stands up again. You'll never kill me, he claims.
Also, time.
Go for it.
I've been casting around, look at the wooden Venetian blinds that we have on the side with made in Fusang stenciled on the side with a little tree.
A lot. It's a real manufacturing business.
I got a bulk deal basically. So I'll give you for his in wood. So he rakes down with his claws and pulls 2 jagged bits of wooden Venetian blind out, and I'm going to jam them in Dracula's mouth to wrench his jaw open so I can lean over and suck his soul out. Hopefully, we'll see how that works.
Yeah. Go for it.
So, do I make an attack?
Yeah, make an attack roll. Yeah.
Who's your do the Roman thing.
Yeah, I'll be spending magic every round.
Oh! Fortune, I thought you don't have, you have magic, not fortune, I guess.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I have fortune.
Yeah, defense 13. Yeah.
That's quite good. So I'm on 60, yeah. So
Beats by 3. What's your damage?
damage is 13.
I mean, it gets through. So
Yeah,
again, would you like odds or even to suck his soul out?
I'll go odds. I get evens, obviously.
Yeah, it opens up, and then we see this soul sort of come out towards your mouth, and then the wood just splinters, and he sort of sucks it back in.
Remember, don't eat that one. Eat the other one.
I wasn't going to eat him.
Just, as I said, you'll never defeat me, he says again. Anyone else on 10? Right, on 9. Count Dracula. I will take your soul instead. As he tries to grab your... I don't know how this is going to work. He hasn't thought it through. Tries to open your mouth.
If he wants to put his fingers in my mouth. Like, you know.
He has a third arm or something.
That
is 16.
Yeah, it beats me by 3.
That's going to be 15 damage then.
Yep. Nice. Toughness 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm on 24 as well. Walking a bit peaky.
Excellent. Anyone else on 9? 8.
Me.
Go for it. You go first. There's
3
other
down.
people act on it as well, but go on.
Keep doing what I'm doing, right? I mean, just as you remember, my plan was to get that fire extinguisher inside the hole that
Yes.
jam it with my
2 hands and then... yeah, but well, so Pierre runs up and holds one of the 2 things that you're holding in. Holds the toothpicks while you're going to the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Well, the toothpick got fired by Johnny, right? So let's just keep doing what we do. 6, 8, 6 plus 6 is 21. No, 22 plus 1.
It's going to be enough to damage him. So would you like odds or evens to take him down? Because you don't. He's at the point where he's...
You don't get to roll damage now, it's about 50.
Evens. 6, and it's a 1.
That's a 1.
I'm getting tired of saying this. You will never defeat me. Did you not hear before?
Who decided stupid systems?
I forgot to use the fortune die.
Yeah, it's definitely... Yeah. Any feedback on this mechanic? You feel free.
We'll do that off camera.
Excellent. Also on 8, as you're... suddenly there's this clattering of a very large zombie moving down the carriage.
Oh.
And chubby fingers attempt to sort of wrench you off him as the fat controller, who everyone had forgotten about, is going to take his action.
Dangerous trade.
9 is all he can manage though, so he can't get any purchase, and Pierre's battering him away. Can't do it. So he acts. There's also some gunfire and some hopping vampires, because they're still up.
How many of them?
So, hopping vampires, let's have them on you. 6 and 7 aren't going to hit, and then gunfire, 9, 10, 11. There's a hail of gunfire, basically, that doesn't hit.
The back of our compartment is riddled with...
Yeah, it's the same.
The rest of the train disconnects.
Yeah, glass everywhere. Okay, that was 8 and 7.
7.
Hey.
They shut off the end of the train by now.
I would have thought so. That means you're speeding up.
Yeah. Ooh. That's true.
There's less weight to pull.
Okay, going to spend another fortune dice.
I should do that.
Oh, okay, so we have an exploding 6.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the fire extinguisher must be in by now.
Yeah, the fire extinguisher's next to him as
now
well, yeah.
someone
we
just
have-
has to hit it.
We have 9, we have 14 in addition to so it's 28. So what I want to happen here is the gunfire blasts all along, shoves the knife in, shoves the toothpicks in, and one of the train windows shatters, and the white dove, the symbol of life, the opponent of vampires everywhere, comes in through the window, and this time we are going to roll odd.
One.
Excellent. That happens. I think we'll even have a moment where it says, I said you'll... And then this slow motion, soft focus dove flies in, and we see Dracula's eyes open wide. And I mean, how do you actually finish him off? Because obviously there's the explosion that you still need to stake him or decapitate him? How does this work then?
So the one bullet hits the back of the knife. You carry through, and you have the fire extinguisher, and he goes into him, and he tries to change into smoke, but he screws it up. He turns into a bat, and the bat just basically turns into a red mist. And at that point, the other guy from the 100 Van Helsings, with his special small Dyson dustbuster, sucks up the blood, puts it into a vial, and the special vial now completely evaporates the blood and reduces it to nothing.
Fantastic. And in fact, the Fat Controller and the Hopping Vampires and all the other mooks around all sort of give up the fight now. You hear a sort of, there's a sort of bing of, as they announce the next station, as it's going to stop there. And you have indeed defeated Dracula and saved the day. Let's do a little sort of mid-credits, post-credit scene of you celebrating your victory. Bucharest is safe, the Feng Shui sites are safe. Maybe, you've maybe not got the soul that you're after, but let's just go around and say, what do we see of our characters sort of celebrating their victory to round off the night and say back to the start?
Yeah, it's Lionface Gow was in his cave that has a variety of different urns and other caskets, glass-faced things with this collection of supernatural creatures. And in one of them, there's a hopping vampire that he's having to break the arms off because he can't shut the glass door on it while he's still out so stretched like this. And then finally, with the money behind him, he's looking at this glass case that's that wide and the Fat Controller that's that wide and wondering how he's going to get him in there.
Lovely. What do we see of Bob celebrating?
Of course, I get a phone message that finally they figured out where the rest of my luggage is, and that they rebooked me on the connecting flight home, and just at the airport and waiting for the bell to start to get my luggage, and it takes a while.
Lovely. Back to being an everyday hero. Fantastic. And finally, let's go to John.
I'm on my yacht. I'm now wearing a perfect white Armani suit. And there I am with the other person from the 100 Van Helsings. I thought I was the last, but it turns out there's two of us, and we come toward each other and passionately kiss and embrace.
Lovely. Beautiful. And with that, we'll leave it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
You have to tell everybody where we are right now. We forgot about mentioning that.
Oh yeah, we're currently in, you can say the actual location, at the Kraken.
In Schlossneuhausen in Berge. And
the wilds of Brandenburg.
We did many travel adventures, but here.
Many travel adventures that we relived through this game, actually, getting on the train and doing that, but it's all exciting, so find out about that. And do remember to like and subscribe to the channel. We've got a whole raft of other games available. Not all live action, but this might be the start of more live action games.
It's a beautiful thing.
It could be. So check it out. But thanks for viewing, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you around.